Now the analysts are complaining that the great majority of patients who come to them ask them, who am I? Who am I? What am I? Why am I? Not what is it that causes this eye twitch, this hand to tremble, these bad dreams, these memories that recur. No, who am I? Define me. I'm undefined. Because there is nothing in the society by which to define oneself except as a buyer and as a seller. We buy ideas, we invest in enterprises of an intellectual, a spiritual nature, invest in God. He'll carry the football clear across to the goal line. Religion is a business, and Jesus or Moses and Muhammad, whoever you like, or Buddha, is the best salesman of the human spirit. We live in an electronic age where everything is reduced to energetics, including in ecology. We measure kilocalories, so that we've reduced everything to low common denominators that can be quantified. With the result today that we are measured, tested, appraised, given numbers, quantified, put on all kinds of information retrieval systems. Can this get started again? All kinds of information retrieval systems that will give a profile of who we are. And what is that profile? Invariably statistical. How much do we earn? How much do we weigh? What are our chances of living how many years? We're actuarial figures with all kinds of statistical data to literally configure us quantitatively, and all loss of personality is reduced, is dissolved into this simplified world of statistics, of information in a purely quantitative sense. And we then ask, who am I? What am I? When we live in a world that cannot define us anymore. As parents, fathers or mothers, as brothers or sisters, as people who have a certain position in the society that defines us vocationally, that defines us intellectually, that defines us religiously, culturally, spiritually. So it is a very appropriate question. Nature may very well go to the ecologist if it was articulate and might ask, who am I now that the forests are disappearing, that the water is turning into sewage, that the air is changing such that it's beginning to resemble the poison and primordial atmosphere of 4.5 billion years ago, such that the planet itself is undergoing a tremendous attrition of diversity of life and is becoming more and more of a moonscape. This process of simplification of the natural environment goes hand in hand with the simplification of the internal human environment and of the internal human spirit. And yet we live in a society that has discovered the secret of matter and that has discovered the secret of life in the form of bioengineering. And it's frightening. It's terrifying that so immoral a society, that as the 20th century draws to an end, has probably claimed more human life in its wars, not to speak of its deliberately created famines, as well as so-called naturally created famines. But in its wars and in its genocidal practices has claimed over 100 million lives since 1914. We execute people for killing 1 or 2 people, and we let corporations, which have sent thousands to their graves, continue to operate with only a fine at most and some reproach. Their record is not spotless. We send people into gas chambers or electric chairs today who have committed such trivial acts as killing only 6 people, while corporate leaders, garnished in respectability, in villas, brought into the White House or brought into whatever house one has in different nation states, given medals, given approval, given the sanction of morality and of public position, and we permit them to go scot-free while they deliver to us poisoned food, while they claim thousands, if not millions of lives by direction or indirection, in the form of cancer, in the form of cardiac diseases, in the form of the advertising. I just go through your cafeteria and I'm shocked. Let me just continue, okay? I'm not trying to develop a revival meeting, if you don't mind. No, please don't regard this as any reproving. I just want to develop a point. I'm moved by it, and you're all right. Sort of discharges me again. We have, in a very deep sense, gone wrong. We are not morally equipped to know the secret of matter, because we know perfectly well that if we know the secret of matter in this society, it's going to be used massively for destructive purposes. Not even antibiotics today have been spared their life-giving function of rescuing us from disease. They are used today in cattle feed to debilitate our cattle, to accelerate their growth artificially, to make them diseased. We use much of our pharmacopoeia in agriculture for purposes that are utterly deleterious to the life of plants and animals, and ultimately to ourselves at the end of that food chain. So we are in no way equipped to deal with the so-called advances of modern science into the secrets of matter, which has given us a veritable prospect of a nuclear holocaust. How much more equipped are we to delve into the secrets of life, to play with the genetic constitution of life? Can the same society which has done what it has with the secrets of the atom do the same thing with the secrets of our genetic structure? Can it do otherwise? Can we avoid or prevent it from using that, as in the case of that Futurama Blade Runner, to produce slavish people who work for us, to accelerate or deepen hierarchy, to become an instrument for domination and manipulation, not only of the world of life around us, but including our own lives, to genetically, ultimately select us for passivity, for the capacity to work, and obediently so, to yield and defer, to command. These are problems that confront us in a manner that is very far-reaching and very profound. We have gone wrong somewhere in history. Somewhere along the way, if there is any mainstream to history, if the word progress means anything, the tree has branched off, and the bough now, idiosyncratically and eccentrically, has become heavier than the tree itself and threatens to demolish that whole tree of life, or if you like, of evolution, natural, and finally social. Our society is sick to the core, and rarely has it developed more powerful means of becoming even more diseased, of becoming even more manipulatory, of becoming even more devastating in its effects than it is today. It is morally, utterly unequipped to deal with the scientific, with the technological, and with the media devices that it has developed in the name of progress. Progress has become a dirty word today because it smells of 100 million corpses, of mechanized warfare, of nuclear radiation, of simplification of the environment, of the destruction of human community, and the simplification not only of human community as well as ecological, but of human personality itself. So we have gone wrong. Never before has it been necessary to retrace our steps, to look back, because the only way we will be able to look forward is by first going back and finding out where we went wrong, so that any changes we are going to make, either now or in the future, go